Welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm here with Messaline Maunier. She's been my friend of how many years? Almost a decade, almost 10.
Almost 10?
Yeah,
Um,
almost 10, right? Which is crazy.
yeah.
Time flies. I know you're currently working on your brand, Aesthetics Singulier.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, right, right. And I know it's been like a transition working from like corporate to now transitioning to like the fashion full time. I kind of know the answer to this, but I kind of want to hear like a more detailed version of it now that you've like taken a real like dive in there. But like, what like inspired you to like start your own brand?
Perfect.
Hmm.
Thank you for asking to take the time together and to. It's a good opportunity for me to introduce the brand and my creative proposal also because, as you said, I used to work in a corporate environment, and
Hmm.
now I'm really keen to explore more creativity and to make both aligned, actually,
Yeah.
business, but also being more in exploration through
Hmm.
different arts.
Yes, yes, yes. So I know it's been good to see, on the outside looking in, getting to see you like, not only like post on Instagram, but also like getting the chance to like talk to you, sometimes through text about like your process and what's going on or
Hmm.
whatnot. I'm sure it wasn't an easy transition. I know it was like it seems really challenging, right? But
For sure.
so what inspired you to like start your brand?
Actually, I have always seen work as a way of as a good way of combining a passion and also being able to learn things from structures and different companies
Hmm.
with a different type of maturity.
Yeah.
I always have worked in that way.
Hmm.
So I've been an entrepreneur,
Hmm.
intrapreneur,
Yeah.
and then I knew that I had to smoothly move from entrepreneur to entrepreneur.
Yeah.
And after 15 years in business, in a sales activity,
Mhm.
I realized that it's the time
Yeah.
to think about what I deeply want to work on
Yes.
and making sure that all the things that I have experienced and all my knowledge could fit
Mhm.
in a project that I want to establish.
Gotcha. Gotcha.
Based to all of these feelings, I thought that
Mhm.
it was the perfect time
Yeah.
to move away and to create my thing. But as you mentioned, it's a big challenge
Mhm.
because I have to learn a lot of things. But I'm really happy to discover the different phases of creating a business. And actually, I know all the sales parts,
Yeah.
but now I need to explore all the things before.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
creative processes,
Mhm.
how you want to structure your collection, how many pieces, with who you want to work. This is so challenging. The material, the shapes, the influence, the vision. But it's a challenge, but it's so
Mhm.
stimulating in the same
Yeah.
time.
I was gonna ask that if
Yeah,
it's like both challenging and fulfilling at the same time,
definitely. Yeah.
right? And like so my my next question, right? I know you said you have like 15 years of experience, right? So that means 15 years of like, observing other brands, learning about other brands, learning like how like they operate and like all the kinks of every brand, right? So with 15 years, like how did you or can you describe like what is like the vision behind or at least like the aesthetics behind your brand? Like how did you come to that conclusion? Like, hey, I want to go this direction.
Mhm. Actually, I have realized that I have three strong pillars
Hmm.
uh, on the basis of the brand.
Yeah.
So it's diversity,
Yeah.
because I think that in the world where we live in today, we are all from different origins, different. We are all mixed. I have this feeling,
Yeah.
whatever the country, where do you come from? Very often we find
Hmm.
common common things, like I love to dance, I love music, I love
Absolutely.
fashion.
Absolutely.
Thanks to these strong arts or things, we can gather people. So diversity is very strong for at Aesthetic Singulier. Plus, there is also durability,
Hmm.
because today you cannot create a brand without taking into account sustainability. Uh,
Gotcha.
for offshore, this is really important to me,
Hmm.
and also desirability,
Got
because I have the feeling that today we have to choose between a product which is sustainable
it. Hmm.
and another one which is a bit more sexy. And the thing is that I want to combine the three pillars and concepts and make something really easy to wear,
Yeah.
but looking really good. You look easy to wear.
Gotcha. Gotcha. Okay.
And yeah, it's a good way to be stylish, but without um, we and including every kind of people, actually.
Got it. Got it. So that's
This is
why.
my vision. Yeah, this is
Gotcha. Okay.
the way we live, you and
Yeah,
me.
actually, like in a more inclusive society,
Yes,
with sustainable practice. I get it. I get it. No, that's amazing because I know now how you've been posting like your pictures in terms of like the inspiration and
exactly.
the ideology about the brand or whatnot. And it's always like inclusive. It shows like it's basically including like all members of our community or whatnot.
Yeah,
So that is
yeah.
great. So I guess this is a rather easy question that I have is like who you said it was inclusive, so I was gonna ask you like who was your target audience and like how do you design with them in mind?
Mhm. Actually, my target audience, I have the feeling that it's not a question of age,
Hmm.
and because this is usually how we define, the classic audience. I
Yeah.
think that it's more based on the way of life.
Okay.
Because whatever the age, you can have the same way of life over
Yeah.
20 years, 30 years, or 50 years people.
Hmm.
Uh, so, in my opinion, this is my target is like an artist in the soul.
Okay.
Even if you're not practicing,
Yeah.
you are attracted by
Gotcha.
learning, discovering,
Yeah.
touching the textures. You're curious. You're
Yeah.
curious in your life about everything around. You want to go and make some exhibitions. You are curious about what's going on around you. Because we are not um,
Yeah.
alone here on Earth. We have to combine with everyone, and
Yeah.
so this is very, very strong. It's also, I think that there is a new kind of femininity,
Hmm.
because Aesthetic Singulier is a non-gender brand.
Okay.
So it's both for men and women. And I have the feeling that today, for women, for example, we don't want anymore to have some clothes so close to your body. It
Yeah.
depends, but basically, we want something comfortable, stylish, with good,
Absolutely.
fine details, good materials, and for men, it's also there is a good possibility, I think, to match both needs, and
Hmm.
this is what I want to target, in
Got
terms
it.
of people, some creative people, actually,
Got it.
creative people,
Yeah.
whatever. If you love the music, even if you are doing pottery with your
Yeah.
hands, you are in my target too, because you
Okay.
explore,
Okay.
you know
Right.
this thing.
Got it. It sounds like you are like more like looking to like motivate, but also like for people to like have a sense of freedom, like be yourself, be as you see fit, without like confining people to saying like, oh, this is like when you think of like gender, right? You think of like, okay, this belongs on a man, this belongs on women, but whatnot. It sounds like it's just more of a like, hey, let's just enjoy being free as people, right?
Something.
Versus
Yes.
confining. Okay. Ah, that's great. That's great. So being that it's a competitive field that you in, and then like you're caught in the like a really like strange but rewarding loophole is like you seen fashion when it was kind of like confined to certain spaces, but now you see the freedom that like creators have now to like step into fashion without the big support from like a major organization or the
Mhm.
background or
Mhm.
whatnot. So when you have that in mind and knowing like from your own experience how competitive fashion can be, like what separates like your brand from like other brands that exist?
I think that we have here two questions in one.
Sorry.
No, that's good. I can answer to both.
Hmm.
Actually, as you mentioned, there is a big competition on the market.
Hmm.
Oh, I know that, but I think that it depends on your determination, your
Yeah.
proposal, and
Hmm.
what you want to do.
Absolutely.
And I think that if you want to do things well
Yeah.
in a good way,
Hmm.
with a qualitative approach, with a good price, this is my goal.
Yeah.
Do things, and you know how to be really attractive and create. It's not just a shirt, it's
Yeah.
all the universe and the atmosphere that you want to build around. So based
Mhm.
on this, I think that you can make your brand uh, be different from another one,
Absolutely. Yeah.
think.
Hmm.
And in terms of really the differences,
Hmm.
actually, I think that there is, we have the shapes, this no gender story.
Hmm.
And I also pay attention to the textures, to materials, because to me it's
Yeah.
not just a shape, or just, everything must be well defined, actually.
Got
So,
it.
and around this aesthetic singulier vision,
Yeah.
I want to integrate also art design. So I would love to set up some collaboration with artists.
Oh, that's great.
Even as you mentioned earlier, on my Instagram, you can see that
Mhm.
all the duo, because
Yeah.
they are not lovers, it's duo,
Yeah.
because it can be both on men and women, are
Hmm.
always photographed on the gallery, on the
Yeah.
art contemporary museum. So
Hmm.
this is my vision.
Yeah.
So it's like quiet luxury coats with
Yeah.
utility wear touches,
Got it.
but at an affordable price. Of
Got it.
course, it's made in France with good materials, and
Hmm.
so there is a price, but I try to find a good balance between quality,
Yeah.
not being too expensive, because I want to propose things that I
Hmm.
could afford.
Gotcha.
So I try to find the balance.
Gotcha. Oh, that's great. That's great. And it seems like you got your material down pat. Did you get a chance to check out like the materials that you wanted?
Yeah, yeah. I've made like several visits
Yeah.
at the place.
Yeah.
Actually, I will use like dormant stock
Okay. Okay.
curry houses. So
Mhm.
it's yeah. I have selected some beautiful textures, and the thing is that you cannot consider only one piece of tissue. You
Yeah.
have to see, okay, in my vision, what could be the collection plan,
Yeah.
and can we make a good match between this
Gotcha.
material. And so this is really interesting, actually.
Ah, nice, nice, nice.
Yeah,
That's
there is
great. I'm looking forward to seeing like the finished product.
yeah, yeah.
Um, can you like walk us through like what your design process is like?
Design prices, actually, I would like to have like my t-shirt at 125 euros.
Yeah. Okay.
Right. So to me sounds, yeah, if you want quality, and it's made in France, even made in Paris, that's okay. And for
Hmm.
a shirt, it would be like uh, 20, tw- 20, 20, 25, 20, 220, 50, sorry, 225 to 50, around, you have the
Yeah.
idea.
Ah, okay, okay, great, great. So with like now seeing what kind of products, I mean, what kind of fabric and material you want to use, you have like your target audience down packed, you have the designs and the aesthetic like already solidified. What are some of the like the challenges that come, or at least that you have faced with like launching your own brand?
Yeah, actually, it's very interesting because I'm not a graphist, for example. I'm
Yeah,
not a graphist at all.
yeah,
So I don't want to pay someone to do the work,
yeah,
because it's something that I could learn also. I don't want to
absolutely,
be a graphist.
absolutely.
I don't want to be a graphist, but I want
Mhm.
to know the basis. And
Yeah.
I deeply
Mhm.
think that today we have several good tools,
Yeah.
which could be really helpful to build our own creative identity. So,
Yeah.
I go on YouTube, I see what's going on, how you create a brand identity, and
Yes.
it's just fantastic to have this source of knowledge is
Yeah.
available. It's really easy. So
Mhm.
it won't be perfect, but
Uh,
that's okay. I'm
absolutely.
learning, I will improve, and
Mhm.
I think that it's not that bad. So so lately, yes, it was, yeah, yesterday I was focusing on the brand identity. So I
Hmm.
see for my logo what will
Yeah.
be the top colors used on the website, so this is one of the challenge.
Gotcha.
Also, for example, for the pictures,
Hmm.
I was thinking about my first shooting. So
Yeah.
in January, I will have to prepare it, because I think that my prototypes will be ready around maybe for the end of August. So I have to prepare the following steps,
Yeah.
and I could ask for a photographer to do it,
Hmm.
and to realize to apply my vision. But finally,
Hmm.
would be really interesting
Yeah.
to buy the material and to do it on my own. So this is what I've done. So
Got it.
I took a good material, and
Yeah.
then I will practice and try on my own, and
Hmm.
see what's going on here. And I
No.
like photography, so why not learning and adding this,
Got it. So
so
it's kind of like creative direction without the team. It's like you want to remove all the middlemen and then
yes,
you try it. And if you feel like maybe I need some help, then you would reach out.
yes,
It sounds like you want to
yes,
solidify everything on your own first. I totally understand. I am the
exactly,
exact same way. I try to do everything on my own first. And if I
yes,
need help, go for it. I think down the line, eventually, like we both would need like a team to
mm-hmm.
help set things up. But I think it shows your ambition. 'Cause I know you to be a very ambitious woman. And I think it's like great to see. So,
Yes, I am. I
right,
think that
right.
it's a
Mhm.
good way. It's not just for the money.
Yeah.
It's that I'm keen to learn things.
Yes.
I always have worked in that way, so that's why I think that I I had a good career, I think,
Yeah.
in corporate companies, because I'm
Mhm.
always curious. I want to improve and get some new knowledges. I
Yeah.
think that it's powerful to
Yeah.
improve ourselves. But
Absolutely.
yeah, you're for real. You're true. We have to learn first on
Mhm.
our own. Maybe ask for a friend if there is a
Yeah.
teacher,
Right. Ask for a
and
little bit of help.
yeah, definitely when you will come
Yeah.
in Paris. And then if I need definitely to work with someone else, I will.
Got it.
Or you don't
Okay.
have to take too much position and be alone. This is not the
Mhm.
thing. But it's good to expand. And I think that one art
Yeah.
can nourish another one.
Exactly.
So let's discover the things.
Gotcha. Gotcha. Okay. Okay. So, like, I know you have like your own like direction you want to go in, right? Do you keep in mind like while creating like any particular like fashion trends while also trying to maintain like your own unique way of designing?
Yeah, yeah. It's not that easy, because you don't want to be too much influenced.
Hmm.
So both you and me, we love fashion, and we are into it since a lot of years. And
Yeah.
the thing is that our style is really defined
Hmm.
today.
Yeah.
uh, and we see the evolution years after years, and our what we want to express from ourselves is also moving,
Hmm.
so this is very interesting. So I
Yeah.
keep myself aware of what's going on catwalks and designers, and so
Gotcha.
on.
Okay.
But in my process, I want to draw first
Yeah.
and see what I would like, what I want to propose. So
Yeah.
I think about it. I take the time to walk outside. It's a different way of work
Got
compared
it.
to corporate life.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's not
Uh,
because you are not in front of the computer that you're not working.
mhm,
Because just by walking outside, you can take
mhm,
some inspirations, cuts,
mhm,
and so I draw my things, my
mhm.
shapes,
Okay.
and then I see what's going on the website clearly, on
Yeah.
some designers that I like in terms of
Mhm.
style, and
Yeah.
then I see, okay, I'm aligned. My proposal
Yeah,
is
it's with this. Gotcha. Okay,
this is
okay.
my process actually.
Gotcha. So speaking of like influence, right? It seems that you wanna maybe like go your own route, but just check in to make sure like you're still within like what the design is in the current world, if that makes sense, right? Whereas like when you go outside, you get to see you get to gather inspiration as you walking, right? Or as you canvas Paris or whatnot. So I think it sounds, from what I'm grasping, is that like it's more like your approach now is a little bit more freeing than it was in corporate, because like now is like you get to do what relaxes you, but also do what excites you.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. And I think that it's also important to trust yourself when you start
Mhm.
a new adventure like this.
Yeah.
Uh, you know, I think that we have the maturity. We both have the
Mhm.
maturity today
Yeah.
to assume our needs and where we want to go, where what we want to
Absolutely.
propose. And
Hmm.
I believe deeply in our vision, in
Yes.
our global vision.
Hmm.
And the thing is now, okay, I have something to propose. I can see that people are uh, attracted by
Yeah.
the idea. There is something. So
Hmm.
now, okay, let's put some steps because it can be not that easy because you see that the goal is so far away.
Hmm.
So what are the steps to go there? So
Exactly.
what I have realized is that the thing is that if you think directly about so far, it will be really hard. If you do it steps by steps, just
Hmm.
by by being in actions, actions
Hmm.
is key. Whatever you go at a meeting,
Yeah.
at a meetup, you
Hmm.
discover some people, you exchange some business cards, and
Yeah.
then you heard about a good website or a good,
Yeah.
my
Yeah.
hair are like this every time. Now it's so cool because you can also
Yeah.
approach people with a good level of creativity. It's in the same spirit as us.
Yeah.
And to me, it's really nourishing.
Got you. So being that like, and thank you for saying that. And being that like you mentioned, like everything is like step by step, right? And long term goals sometimes like cloud our judgment. Do you have any like future goals or like aspirations for like your brand? Even if it's just like what it's gonna look like maybe this time next year or this time in 3 years.
Of course, I
Hmm.
have dreams.
Yeah.
I start a collection with 10 pieces,
Okay.
and Aesthetic Singulier won't have several collections per year. It's a
Hmm.
timeless brand, but with strong pieces by season. For example, a
Hmm.
good coat or something like that.
Yeah.
But in my vision, I would like to propose more references.
Okay.
More references, and then if I could de- decline some objects, like in art design, and for
Hmm.
example, like pottery, I would love to.
Yeah.
And in addition of all the fashion products like bags, or I want to propose not just a brand but a way
Yeah.
of life. And this is what we have around us, like design, maybe some pottery. We There
Yeah.
is things to explore, and
Yes.
I want to propose it. So I pay attention to this when I source some manufacturer. uh,
Okay.
where are the fabrics, and where I can put the next step. I always thinking about the next step
Okay.
without drowning yourself with the today actions. So step
Yes.
by step, but keeping aware of what's going on.
Got you, got you. All right, that's great, that's great. And
I'm
I
like a
think,
spider.
yeah, no, but I think it's a really good approach considering that like you're still in like the early stages of like not only design but like curating pieces or whatnot. And I know like like the proposal isn't like final just yet. So I think the approach that you're taking is really, really good. Sounds like you've been communicating with a lot of the right people. I know you have like a ton of support. It's always great to see. And I'll leave you with this last question, right? Considering that like your process has been, what it has been, right? It's been challenging, but also rewarding, right?
Yes.
Is there any advice you can give to someone who may be in the same stages as you currently, or even in the initial stage where it's just like the idea of becoming like developing a brand or a designer? So is there any advice you can give to people who are like maybe just a few steps behind, or maybe even at the same level?
hmm I think that it's important to take the time
Hmm.
to go deeper into your needs, where you want to go, to see what could be the options.
Hmm.
And then make your decision. You have to think about it. You can even ask for family or friend,
Hmm.
and by talking, you can see people give a lot of strength. This is
Yeah.
also really important. They can tell you, okay,
Hmm.
you have to trust yourself. So this is really important. And I have also realized that if you're too shy of or to discuss about your project,
Yeah.
um, you won't seduce people in front of you. So you have to be
Uh,
comfortable in your shoes. And actually, the thing is that if you don't take yourself seriously,
yeah.
nobody in front of you will do it. This
Absolutely.
so strong. If you're like, yeah, I don't know, maybe I'm thinking about launching a brand, you won't do it. No, I
Exactly.
tell you, I'm launching a brand. I do
Hmm.
the steps. I'm organized,
Hmm.
structured. I want to gather people around music, art, design, fashion, and I will do it. And
Absolutely.
that's it. You follow, you don't follow, but I know people will follow.
No, that's so great to hear. You know, Maya Angelou, she had once said this quote. She said, "If you get in a room, you have to act like you belong there." And
Yeah,
sometimes, when it comes to like just even like creating anything new, it's like we are sometimes are like self-conscious about it, right? And we become our own biggest critics, so we don't act on it.
yeah,
Or even the way that people describe like what they're doing, right? They won't say their brand's name, they'll just say the brand. Or they'll say like, hey, instead of calling themselves a designer, they'll just say like, oh, I'm trying to design or I'm learning. It's
yeah.
like, no, you
You
are
do it.
already that person. You just
Yes.
have to embrace it, right? So like, even you like, so when I introduce you, I don't introduce you as someone who's starting a brand. I'll say like designer, right?
Mm.
And I'll say like this is your brand. So I think the more that individuals embrace their brand, but also their role in their brand, right?
Yeah,
Like as a designer or creative director
I
or
agree.
whatnot, I think that can continue to be like motivating.
Yeah, definitely. You have to I think that it's important also to put the actions,
Yeah,
because a lot of people are just showing thing without doing. So this is
yeah, like no
obviously
results.
good. This is not. But if you have a vision and you work on it, because it's we have improving the
Mhm.
vision days after days.
Yeah,
The thing is that with thanks to the actions, you can be stronger,
yeah,
because you know that you're not playing cards.
absolutely.
Real
Yes,
thing.
yes.
I'm building a real thing, and
Hmm.
I want to meet some good people uh, to help me to make it grow and make it for real. So
Yeah.
it's like a good manufacturer where I can find the materials, and I also rely on myself,
Hmm.
because I need to learn new things, but I'm not afraid, and it's a good way to expand. To be
Yes,
more happy and more nourished and fulfilled. So
yes.
I'm really happy with the process. And if
Mhm.
I had to be already at the end, I
Yeah.
would say no. To be
Take it slow.
honest, I would say
Yeah.
no. I just want to
Ah,
learn and
yeah.
discover the process. That's okay. I will
Ah,
do it, but let do the things, and congrats ourselves by
yeah.
being still friends and still showing
Mhm.
the clothes. And
Yes,
but
yes.
I
Ah,
love
great.
the process. Yeah, it's really challenging and stimulating.
Yes. Not only like the process, it's just like trusting the process as well,
Yeah,
knowing that like you have the ambition to get to where you want to go.
yeah.
So I'm grateful to be a part of the journey because I get to see like front row and I get to ask you about
Yeah,
it, as
we're
I
on the
see you
crossroad.
yes, discover new things. But I just want to thank you, one for accepting my invitation, and then for like sharing or like your experiences, and just like being vulnerable in this space. So I appreciate you.
Thank you very much for the discussion. It's
Mhm.
always a pleasure to talk with you, and even if we are not in the same country, we have good things to share, and
Yes,
it's always a pleasure.
yes, yes, yes. All right. So yeah, I guess we can wrap with that. Okay.
Perfect. Thank
All right.
you.
All right. Let me stop recording now. Uh,